Hey, this is just amazing. As I like to say, you really can't write this stuff. Donald Trump's attorney, or we think he's still maybe his attorney, Rudy Giuliani, butt dialed a reporter and was overheard talking about how he needs cash and saying negative things about Joe and Hunter Biden. Now, a butt dial, of course, for those uninitiated, is when you have your mobile phone in your pocket and it unlocks and accidentally calls someone and they pick up and they say hello, hello, but they just hear whatever conversation is taking place in the background or wherever the caller is. But the best part is that this wasn't just any butt dial. On October 16th, Rudy Giuliani butt dialed a reporter for NBC News named Rich Schapiro. Rudy had actually spoken to Shapiro earlier the same night, so it might have been like a redial of the most recent name or number in the call log. At 11:07 p.m., Rudy's phone calls Shapiro's. Shapiro was sleeping. It goes to voicemail, and a 3-minute long voicemail is left. Now, often 3 minutes is the maximum voicemail length before it automatically stops recording. That's at least the case with the David Pakman Show voicemail number. We have a lot of experience with people calling and hitting that max and then being cut off. Rudy was talking to someone else, and he was talking about needing cash. You hear Rudy say, "Let's get back to business. I gotta get you to get on Bahrain." Giuliani says at one point, "The problem is we need some money." There's then 9 seconds of silence, and then Rudy Giuliani says, "We need a few 100,000." Rudy, during this butt dial voicemail, refers to Robert several times. That could be Robert Mangus. Robert Mangus is a lawyer who happens to be a registered agent on the behalf of the Turkish government. Rudy used to work for the same law firm until about a year ago. Also fascinatingly, this isn't even the first time that Rudy Giuliani has butt dialed the same reporter. Last time it happened, he was trash talking the Bidens. It was months ago, and he had said in the butt dial things like Biden has been trading in on his public office since he was a senator, going on to say about Hunter Biden, when he became vice president, the kid decided to go around the world and say, "Hire me because I'm Joe Biden's son." And most people wouldn't hire him because he had a drug problem. Also saying his son altogether made somewhere between 5 and 8 million. A 3 million transaction was laundered, which is illegal. As we've referred to before, this is stupid Watergate. Stupid Watergate. Their stupidity and incompetence are matched or exceeded only by the Trumpists who are gullible enough to think that everything is fine and everything is normal. I was thinking, people like to say, who would play Trump if a movie was made about this administration? Would it be Alec Baldwin or would it be somebody else? If you make a film about this administration, how do you do it in a way that doesn't appear to be a comedy, particularly for people decades from now who maybe hadn't lived through what it is that we are living through today? Why do I constantly have to double check to see if I'm reading The Onion or a satirical news website when I read about what it is that people associated with this administration are doing? How is Rudy Giuliani anyone's lawyer, never mind lawyer to the president of the United States of America? And so to be serious for a moment here, what we learn from this butt dial, what we learn from what this reporter heard in the voicemail that was left, is that the Rudy Giuliani being involved with trying to smear and go after the Biden stuff has been going on for many, many months. We've recently learned about this. We recently found out about the July 25 Ukraine phone call, which was just a few months ago. This has been going on at minimum since the beginning of 2019 or close to it, if not 2018 or even earlier. And the only thing that I want to know is the full extent of how deep Rudy Giuliani's involvement goes, because it is very clear that he is up to his eyeballs in this stuff. And we may never know, because no matter what subpoenas Rudy Giuliani gets, he may ignore them if Democrats don't actually enforce those subpoenas. I hope we will someday learn the full truth of it. I'm not optimistic that we will.